Welcome and thank you very much for watching Ethics and Logics of International Collaborative Projects. This is the fourth and final session.
CSIP is a local organization that our mission is to promote and support for social enterprise in our country. So, in our work, we support a lot of social enterprise in working in tourism, in ecotourism, sustainable tourism, and more important for us, so tourism is one of the very powerful tools to reduce poverty and to connect the people in very remote area to the mainstream development of our program.
We support social entrepreneurs. We also work on growing the social investment landscape a little bit in Thailand. So we also invest in some of the social enterprise, and few of them are linked to sustainable tourism, especially community-based tourism.
So Team Fusion and CSIP want to promote the sustainable and ecotourism by empowering Vietnam and Thailand community-based tourism practitioners through sharing good practice, creating a learning platform on capacity building and market access. The lesson learned from the cross-nation learning process will help us to advocate stakeholders, including policymakers, for a better development of community-based tourism in the two countries. You see that we engage quite a lot of different stakeholders in our project, so including the grassroots CBT practitioner from the mountainous area in Lao Cai and Hoa Binh province. As they are the focus and major target of our project. And we also engage the private sector and academic institution that to also to enhance our lesson learned and also to build capacity for the practitioner. The lesson learned from the CBT development in the two countries, we want to advocate for the policymaker. So we also engage people culture in the two provinces that we are working with, in Lao Cai and Hoa Binh province, and also the Vietnam tourism administration.
The partners in Thailand are basically us and also the social enterprise I mentioned called Local Alike. Right now, Local Alike is a social enterprise that works on sustainable community tourism. So they now work with almost 150 communities, I think now, across Thailand. To help them build capacity for tourism, but also to make sure that they can manage it sustainably. We bring them together, and of course in Thailand there are different government bodies like the Thai tourism authorities, and also many of the community enterprise that focus on community tourism in different areas in Thailand.
We run a number of very intensive activity in the last 2 years. So we started with a CBT exchange visit between Vietnam and Thailand, in which we bring a group of the stakeholders from Vietnam to Thailand first, and then to welcome the people from Thailand to Vietnam. So in each country, we visit about 3 different locations of the CBT to have a diverse interaction with community. And based on that, the academic from the two countries develops the best CBT practice in Vietnam and Thailand. One of our result is that we jointly develop a CBT guideline for the Thailand and Vietnam. So based on what is strength that from both countries, and we think that what is the market needed. So we build the guideline to help them to develop their to have the practitioner to better develop the CBT. We also provide some training for the CBT for the practitioner based on the guideline we develop. We have people to connect online and to build a protocol to step by step to guide the practitioner to how to access to regional online tourist market. It's a very, very practical protocol we developed, and we also to have a cross-nation, cross-conference to connect all the stakeholders together and they share what they reflection, what they learn, and also the recommendation for the policymaker to how the government and private sector can help the CBT practitioner to develop their work, to do their work better. We learn a lot from each other. I think that our counterpart in Thailand and Vietnam, they have a chance to share and to see different perspectives for how they can support for the practitioner, for the people in the community to do better, sustainable and eco-tourism. In this whole process, the role of the Chin Fusion and CSIP is to try to build collaboration between different stakeholders.
Most important lesson also is about managing mutual expectation and cross-cultural differences. I think it's really important to set a very clear expectation from each other on the collaboration, what is expected, and set a kind of a clear or at least frequent communication channel, so that people can check in and updates and recalibrate their progress and expectation and prepare for things that would arise because of the different in culture.
AVPN is a non-profit organization founded in Singapore in 2012. And as you can see from this title slide, our mission is to build a community of the social investors and also related stakeholders in Asia. We are the platform organization of different stakeholders who would like to promote the social investment and strategic philanthropy in Asia. So as you can see from this page, these are all diverse, different stakeholders, players in this field.
The project, the AVPN Policy Lab, is a unique collaborative opportunity because we are looking at the opportunity of not only learning and exchange across countries, we are also looking at the opportunity for learning and exchange across sectors. The Policy Lab specifically is an opportunity for us to see how the private sector capital providers, government representatives, and agencies involved in rolling out policy programs, as well as civil society organizations may find the opportunity to work together. The program is in effect a 12-month-long fellowship for a highly selective group of policymakers and influencers in policy programs. And we want to support them to cultivate relationships with key private and social sector stakeholders that leverage AVPN's network with social investments. We do this through facilitating small group consultations with each fellow to create opportunities for practitioner-oriented knowledge exchange, capacity building, and networking. Each of the small group consultations will focus on a policy program or an initiative that the fellow is seeking to scale up in their own markets. The goals of this program is to provide 4 things to the policy and social investment sector. Firstly, it wants to provide access to networks so that policymakers and policy programmers are able to receive peer support and other connections that will advance their collaboration opportunity in the future. Second, we want to build the capacity of the policy sector and the social investment sector to gain best practices and insights from each other. Thirdly, we want to encourage the advancement and championing of social investment. And then last but not least, we want to profile and share more about the active policymakers who are already taking steps to advance cross-sector and cross-border collaboration. We have 8 fellows in the Policy Lab representing 3 countries, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand. It's important for us to make sure that we are bringing people with the right motivation and the common goals with these policymakers in order to have effective consultation and knowledge exchange. They, of course, have to be available and ready to have this conversation, which is difficult to predict until we are able to have had some time to prepare with the fellows and the member experts. We typically look at two things. Firstly, we want to make sure that we are able to identify a longer runway for the kinds of programs they want to work with in this policy lab. If a policy fellow gives us an idea about a policy program which only has a 3 or 6 month time frame, it is highly unlikely that we are not going to see a lot of development because it is either already almost complete or there is very little government commitment to ensure that this program continues. Secondly, we are also realistic that an individual may change his or her portfolio quickly. So we have learned in the later years of the lab that it is important for us to know who are the team members that are working with this policy fellow. And when a policy fellow moves on, we still have the opportunity to work with that policy fellow's team.
Some of the leaders, especially from the community that are engaging well with us, are in the younger aspirational years. So they might be like a second or third kind of rank or within the community. Especially, we are seeing the working with, in collaboration between the kind of mid-level community leader and the younger generation, even those in the like 20s or early 30s, in how to connect this whole process to the market, to the online, using different social media, like from Instagram to TikTok. So to work together, and we see like some successful model. This kind of intergenerational collaboration within the communities are very useful, and it many times is ignited by this external facilitation, coming from the outside. Especially if you have like this regional collaboration process, then the young people get super excited, and the mid-level people feel more open to try new things.
As everyone mentioned, whenever social entrepreneurs or social innovators have been trying to do something new, they will be faced with so-called, the necessity of management of the unexpected. Of course, if you have a super great, a strategy, you might not face such unexpected thing. But in reality, you might feel a variety of unexpected things. But the issue is, in order to buffer such an unexpected thing, you can help relying on people rather than logics or some design. Today's, two cases, clearly show the importance of cultivating person who might, start something very new and continues to do the kind of things.
I appreciate the speakers, all of you, for having a lot of time for today. And we are looking forward to meeting you at the next opportunity. Until then, bye for now. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.